Hello and welcome back, everyone, to La-Mulana 2 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. In this episode, after successfully dealing with Jormungand, we have acquired Mjolnir. Mjolnir is extremely important because we will need to use it as a key item in order to protect ourselves from divine wrath.
The wrath of the gods.
Well, the wrath of La-Mulana, actually, but you know, I mean, I suppose you could refer to La-Mulana as a god, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So this game makes a lot of homage to myths, legends, folklore from all over the world, which is great for a good expose on the stories that have been passed down from generation to generation, like Mjolnir, like the Holy Grail.
Like the ability to flip yourself upside down. Welcome to Gate of the Dead. This place is going to kill you a lot. Like this. If you recall, Mr. Cloud, one of the things that I mentioned in an earlier part is that objects that are falling down have the tendency to actually crush Lumisa while she's underneath them. Yeah, those pots that you saw fall down. Yeah, Lumisa can act if Lumisa is going too quickly through an area. Those will in fact immediately crush her.
Yeah, crushing hazards suck, because Lumisa only has one life. You only live once.
And the pots respawn every time you leave the room.
Okay, so the lesson here is when you enter a room, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait for objects to fall first. Haste will make youths a bad day.
Hey, neckbet.
And now the birds are talking to us.
Yes. Gate of the Dead, as was hinted at in the first tablet that we actually read, is actually primarily the holding area for the Egyptian Pantheon. It is paired with another area that we will get to see a bit later, because we are actually going to go do that particular boss. But yes, there's a bunch of Egyptology stuff happening in this area.
Oh my God! The Egyptians invented bedsheet ghosts.
I mean, it almost is a hit job, but you know, she's called a medjed, so.
Now we are one step closer to finding the fabled Philosopher's Stone.
Actually, we don't get to see the Philosopher's Stone, but it is technically a key item in both La-Mulana 1 and 2.
Because, I mean, at some point, like, the game has to say, like, okay, what is the most important legendary artifact among all the shit that we find in this game? Like, do you need the Philosopher's Stone to find the Holy Grail, or do you need the Holy Grail to find the Philosopher's Stone?
Neither. Well, in La-Mulana 1, you need the Holy Grail to find the Philosopher's Stone, because the Philosopher's Stone is actually the secret treasure of life that La-Mulana gives you for killing her. So,
or maybe we need the crucifix on which they hung Jesus Christ in order to find Excalibur.
No. We need the crucifix to gain resistance to ghosts. Hey, Atom.
How appropriate.
We buy the bounce shot ROM here, but we're never actually going to use the combo that bounce shot is used for, because the only combo that I know that bounce shot specifically is used for, hey Eamon, is the one that allows us to specifically summon weapon fairies, and we need to go buy weapon fairies in order to be able to actually summon them first. We will eventually purchase the weapon fairy, because I actually think that Kara, despite how nerfed she ended up getting, and she did get nerfed quite a bit, is still actually quite useful during the normal playthrough.
Ow. Isn't it? Oh, this place is freaking hip-hop and happening.
It is, actually.
It's a bit jarring on the eyes, though.
I will say that, yeah, the space themes that are the cosmic discs and such that are everywhere are a bit iffy, but It's okay. It's okay. Just don't get crushed, Mr. Cloud. You'll be fine.
I control the sun. I live in a basement. Poof.
So, what we are trying to do at the moment is get actually to the other side. Although this is actually a really important room for later, we're not in the right orientation in order to deal with the mini boss that spawns in there. What we're trying to do specifically is get to the other side of the entrance in order to get to that grail point, because once we have access to that grail point, we've got easier access specifically to getting in and out of Gate of the Dead.
So we have to gain the ability to stand on ceilings?
No, we never get the ability to stand on ceilings, Mr. Cloud. But the thing about flipping the world upside down every time is that it flips the entire field upside down. So from here, we can go like so. Attempt to stay up here, then go down. Try not to get killed. Because one of the things that'll happen to you a lot actually as you're going through this area is you'll end up falling through multiple screens and then end up not knowing where the fuck you're supposed to go from here. This happens a lot, and it's not actually a problem, but it is something that you need to be aware of. Hey, Isis.
ISIS, okay.
Okay, the red chest that we just uncovered, that is one of the alternate costumes. Lumisa actually has 4 alternate costumes that she can unlock throughout the game. They are once for completing the game, once for collecting everything in the Ruins Encyclopedia, and I think the first one that you get is actually for defeating all 9 of the normal area guardians.
Getting closer to that part where we get to experience the world in a different perspective. Because I can see all the little things. There's the weight trap, the chests on the ceiling. Yeah, they're definitely getting us ready to, flip the script on this map.
Oh, also, we need, before we actually do much in this area, too much rather in this area, we need to go and buy salt. I will explain why when it becomes relevant. Damn it!
Salt has numerous uses. Dunk. Thunk.
Not ready to fight this mini-boss yet. The mini-boss that spawns in there is actually one of the mini-bosses that I was dreading going into this playthrough, because I do not handle that mini-boss that well. And it is a bit of a gamble in order to safe zone him.
It is I, the Mini-Knight. Fear me, Lamisa.
Actually, I would argue that despite the fact that Civ Dagger is more dangerous than that particular mini-boss, he's also, less scary. Because, you just gotta avoid being on the same horizontal plane as him in order to, effectively get rid of his most dangerous options. Fucking Spike Pinball.
Right. Getting bounced around. It's not the points that we gain, it's the points that we lose. Fucking careful.
Okay. Now with this,
I entered a doorway right side up, and then I exited a doorway that's upside down. This place is like the fucking Forest Temple.
I forget, did Forest Temple actually do this specific gimmick? I don't think Forest Temple did it. Wasn't it Shadow Temple that actually did this? I wouldn't know because I've never actually finished Ocarina of Time, so.
So the major gimmick with I say a gimmick. The major gimmick with Forest Temple actually is darkness and moss everywhere. the twisting corridors where you have to figure out how do I get the boss key while the fucking boss key chest is on the ceiling. It's because you have to untwist the room in order to get the chest on the floor, because Link can't open chests unless they're on the ground with it. Shadow Temple, that was fake walls.
And you
not invisible walls,
you would use
fake
either
walls.
the mirror shield or the lens of truth in order to figure all that stuff out, right?
The eye of truth will show you the way. You definitely don't want to fall through a false floor and then fall into an endless pit and then get hoisted up by God with one fewer health left.
Did Master Hands in Ocarina of Time actually do damage when they did their lift off?
I think so. Okay. Yeah. They dump you back. They dump you back in the beginning of the level, and then if you were low on health, I think you just wake up dead.
Okay. All right, and so we have gotten Yagoo Map Street. This combined with our normal Yagoo Map software will allow us to have better maps. This doesn't sound like it's all that important, but in La-Mulana 1, this was in fact a extremely important key item. Here, it's nice to have. I'm not entirely sure if I would call it. I'm not entirely sure if I would call it necessary, but it is still very nice to have. Fucking red caps.
Oh my!
The red caps are honestly a enemy that I do prefer. If I'm going to be grinding specifically for money, red caps are one of the first enemies that I would think to do so on. But there's a much better way of getting money than farming red caps for it. That we will. I think I bothered to show off, mostly because I want to show off a good portion of the stuff in the shops.
Hey Gerda, how much money does a red cap have?
As much as a beer can?
He has only a little.
Alright, so now we have successfully purchased the pepper. Thankfully, by purchasing the pepper, we now have enough pepper in order to go solve the pepper puzzles in Gate of the Dead. We have actually been hinted at with one of the tablets that we read for a quarter of a second earlier this part about the pepper puzzles. Okay, so
puzzle.
Trying to think. Also, in order to solve this puzzle, we have to use the Gale Fibula again. And whoosh!
In order to defeat this enemy, we must make him sneeze.
Thankfully, no. But there is an enemy that we will have to defeat without engaging in direct combat with them.
No, I swear to God that maybe it was a Mario game that had eluded me, but at some point a character had to take smelling salts to a statue with a gigantic nose, and then put the smelling salts by the statue's nose, and then it sneezes out a key.
That sounds like it would be something in Wario Land 2, but I don't think I've actually played Wario Land 2. The only Wario Land game that I've actually played is 4, so.
Oh my God, you little bastards. And they can teleport.
No. The red caps cannot teleport. They can just phase through solid objects. There is a difference. As Annotations Good mentions here, you do need to break open this wall, just not yet. It is very important that we have broken open that wall for later, though. So, and in here we are going to meet up with another member of the Aeneid, Horus. Horus is going to get 8 later, and it is very sad, but oh well.
Tastes like chicken.
I think he's supposed to taste like Secretary Bird, actually, but...
Exclusive foul.
Alright. Safely jump over here, kill the red cap. There we go. The bottom part of Gate of the Dead is now open to us.
Nice.
Okay, so we fall back down.
Magical fun gravity land.
Damn it, we fell on the wrong side of the room.
Where a floor and a ceiling are effectively the same thing.
I will say that the need to flip the field so often is a small annoyance when it comes to exploring the Gate of the Dead, but it's a cool gimmick. I just wish we didn't have to do it so fucking often.
Grenette, we've been in this map area for over 15 minutes. We have not flipped the room even once.
Our first pepper puzzle has been solved. Yay! And that's what these doors do, Mr. Cloud. They flip the room alongside on a horizontal axis.
Oh, maybe that's why I haven't been. I thought the room was gonna flip like while we were in it.
It fades out in order. It fades out in order for us to flip the room.
All right, you might have to point that out to me the next time you do it, because I have not been noticing that this entire time. And in the next part,
we will avoid getting crushed. Be safe, everybody.